Hey, we're back. New bat time.
Woohoo! Whoop whoop! Hey, we figured out our technical difficulties.
Yeah, we figured out the technical difficulties finally.
It was his laptop. It was Tim's fault, not my fault. Tim's fault.
My laptop's right here. It's not the problem.
No, it was his laptop. I'm saying it was his computer. Yeah. No, actually, I will fess up. We configured it was my desktop. We're now on my laptop, which is working beautifully. So,
well, no, you know, I got to tell you this. This is when I started to figure this stuff out about with broadcasting. Now, when I started doing live broadcasts, I was working from my older iMac, right? It was a 21-inch iMac that I bought in 2014, and I walked into the store at the Apple store and just walked out with it. So it's like it's a store model. It wasn't a special order. It wasn't anything like that.
Yeah.
And I did all that, and I was doing it on a very, very low bandwidth internet. It was a cheap, version of AT&T that we had, and it wasn't high dollar. So I seen issues with it in the beginning, but I wasn't totally sure. And then as the pandemic hit and I started broadcasting all the time, I started to watch a lot of hiccups. And I'm like, what the heck is this, right? I've been using this computer for at that point, it was almost 6 years.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what's this issue? And that's when I realized that the memory I had was very little memory. The size of my hard drive was a small hard drive, but I had a lot of stuff on it. So I upgraded the hard drive. I put a bigger hard drive in, and I put as much memory into it as possible. And it worked great. I mean, it was a phenomenal computer. I'd still be using it today if my cats didn't knock it over and destroy it. All right. Because I had it kicking ass. Right. Well, then I learned those things about what I need. And I do remember in 2011, my friend Mike O'Neill, was known as the LinkedIn rock star, and he owns Integrated Alliances, LinkedIn training company. And he went Apple in 2010 or 11. And he said to me, whenever you buy an Apple device, buy as much memory and as big a big amount of RAM as you can get.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why? He says, because when you see the capabilities of using a Mac for video, you are going to have a shit ton of videos.
Yeah.
He was right. You know what I mean? And I'm like, and now I'm seeing the same thing. Every time I get an iPhone, I get the biggest freaking space into it I can get every time. And then I only keep them for a couple of years, and I always upgrade. And it's expensive, but I never have phone issues either. And I've got the top of the line or the biggest space. My wife, Gwen, right now, she's dealing with crap with her iPhone. She always buys the cheapest one, and she shitloads it with pictures. And I'm like, this stuff matters.
Well, I think it goes both sides. I mean, as you know, I'm a PC gal,
yeah,
and I'm an Android gal, and there are pros and cons to both. I know with PC, if you want a solid state drive, there's only so much gigabytes that they're going to give you, or terabytes even, because it's a solid state drive. They're getting better, but if you want a solid state drive, you're only going to get a certain amount, which is what my system that we were having issues with is a solid state drive. But it's not a gigabyte. It's lower because of that. Whereas I know with an Android and your Apple, the difference between those is the battery life. Because I know the battery life with Androids usually lasts longer throughout the day than Apple, because Apple has such strong systems and what it's running, that the battery has a tendency to go down much quicker than an Android. So there's pros and cons to both of them, and it's just a matter of what you're utilizing and for your business and what's going to work best for you. But I mean, now we know we figured this out. I mean, I have a solid state drive on this laptop, but a lot of times laptops that are PCs, their drives are separated differently than a hard drive.
Yeah.
They're done so that you don't have you're not taking as much space on your hard drive as you are on an actual hard drive setup.
Yeah. I'm trying to look to see right now. It doesn't show me anymore. It shows me the processor I have on this new one. And it shows me how much RAM I have, but it doesn't show me the size of my hard drive.
Yeah, I mean the
way
big
the
thing
new
is
Mac is.
the RAM, the size of the drive, as well as the graphics, graphics card. Those make a big difference. And this is a newer system that I'm working on right now, which is the laptop, than my other system. Yeah. So I know I need to up it and upgrade it. And I'm just going to give this one to my husband because he can utilize it. I'll just clean it up for him and then get a bigger piece. But, you know.
Yeah. The other thing I use in my systems now, and I'm actually building an external hard drive system to store a lot of extra stuff. Like right now, I have all of my videos, from my podcasts, all up in Dropbox, and my Dropbox is almost full again.
Yeah, I have a Dropbox.
I'm gonna have to pull them down, and I'm gonna start putting this thing on an external drive system so that it's not related to the computer, because I don't need them on a regular basis. I just need them stored, right? And that's where I'm looking to now put them, and start putting them in a place where I can store them. All right. And then pull the discs out as I need them. Right.
And speaking of external drives and backups, as a PC gal, I learned this the hard way. I was using a Western Digital backup. It was a NAS drive. And evidently there was something that went across, and it affected just the NAS drives that had this particular piece in them, including mine, where it went in and it literally erased everything.
Yeah.
Erased everything. I got bits and pieces of it back. I had to send it out and get bits and pieces of it back, which is all pretty much gobbledygook. Some of it is good, but I got to go through each piece, and it's not named the way you name it. So you got to go through each individual file. On top of it, I found that Buffalo works much better as a NAS drive than Western Digital.
Yeah.
Just a tidbit for those that are PC people out there.
Well, let me ask you this. All right, when it comes to organizing your systems, I'm a big checklist guy, right? And organizing my systems, I have down for organizing things, like each day of the week I organize something. And one day a week, which today I organize online stuff. So I'm going through my Kartra and organizing. I'm going through my websites and organizing. It's things like that, because I'm always trying to make the process simpler, right? But like I have one day where I organize computers. Well, that's organizing, what files are in Dropbox. All right. Yeah. I also have 2 terabytes of storage in iCloud. Right. It's like, I've got storage. I haven't even gone to a Google Drive, which I'm sure I could fill that too. Right. But I organize it in a way that I can use it no matter what. And I have come down with ways to organize my stuff that I'm always refining a process. Every week I'm refining a process, right? And that's something I started to do. Oh gosh. I started to do it probably about 2 years ago when I started with the checklists, all right, and started refining processes. And then I learned that even though I've got to, I called it my operations manual. Even though I had it done, doesn't mean it was perfect. It means that as you change, you've got to change, right? Right. Yeah. Even right now, I'm rewriting processes for I have it typed out, but I'm rewriting processes. I have by the day each. Yeah, anyway, but it's always your computer is that way. If you're not teaching your computer the new ways you're acting, it's still thinking, you're stuck in 2012.
Yeah, it's very logical.
Yeah,
very logical. And speaking of Google, your Google Cloud, this is one thing that I learned the hard way. When you're uploading your photos to Google Cloud, they minimize it.
Yeah.
And because they minimize it, when you try and get that photo back out, if you notice you blow it up, it's blurry where your original one wasn't blurry.
No.
It's because they changed the sizing of it. So I always recommend to people that if you're going to back up any photos, don't do it to the Google Drive. Do it to an external drive, because you're going to get the same quality. Yeah. Whereas with Google Drive, they minimize.
I don't use hardly any Google products whatsoever. But but today I actually tried to work with Google Calendar, because there's a way that Google Calendar will interact with Kartra Calendar, and then I can switch the Google Calendar to also interact with my Apple Calendar.
Yeah.
So now I'm studying that to see how that works, and it's like, okay, but I also have a Gmail address. So like I have a Google Gmail address that I put for everything. That is it's a generic address that even if my website stuff's down, I can still access and get email through there.
Yeah.
I have to. Yeah.
Well, and I have them both, like I have them both forwarding to the same email address. Mm-hmm. So I have my Google being forwarded to my current email address and vice versa, just in case something happens. I've got both setups because I have Outlook and then I also have Google. Mm-hmm. So, and it's always a good thing to have a backup. That's what a lot of people don't understand is I've got this, they should be covered. I have gone through almost every scenario when it comes to relying on one thing. Yeah. And it's always screwed me. So I'm very careful. I have a Carbonite backup. I have an external drive backup. And then I have even another Passport small drive backup. So I've got 3 places where all of my stuff is being backed up just in case.
Yeah, I've got most of mine in a cloud storage. That's where I'm hoping it stays there. But anyway, I have an awful lot of handwritten notes. That no, I'm not kidding you. That like I've got a filing cabinet of the handwritten. So handwritten or
pictures of it.
No, I have it printed out just in case I ever lose it. I can pull the printed out and retype it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. Or I have a scanner tool. I could scan it and recreate the document.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many ways that you can really protect your information nowadays that it'll blow your mind. I think it's funny. Speaking of protection, and invariably I always get an email, I don't know, every so often that'll say somebody, it's grammar horrible, the spelling's horrible, I've been watching you, I've got access to and guess what, I've got you watching porn. Yeah, good luck, buddy. Not even close.
I'm like, you sure I was, wait a minute, I always reply with it. You sure I was watching porn or you got pictures of me in the porn? I'm curious.
Because I'm confused.
Because, yeah, I've done both. I'm not.
It's like, and that's the thing is they try and get you. They're getting better at it, but they try and get you. And most people are just like, oh my God, I wasn't, how did they catch me doing that? Because you weren't. It's phishing. Yeah. That's what it's called. It's a phishing email. And you can report it now. You can report it as phishing. So that way now they automatically will see the email, although they change it all the time. So.
Okay, yeah, they change it all the time. And it's funny you say that because yesterday I get an email and I go to coffee in the morning at Starbucks, and that's probably at the first glance I see through my inbox on my phone. All right. And there's a lot of delete. Yeah. So when I get back to the computer, I don't have to look at it. Right.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at one yesterday and let's see if I can actually find it because it's back yesterday now. And basically here's what it was is the person said e-check and the number of the e-check, right?
Oh yeah.
I'm like, oh, wonderful. Here's another one. Yeah. So I click it and it says, we noticed that you did not cash the e-check that we sent you related to my old house, right? So I responded and I said, if you had a check for me, you should just put it in the mail. I says, because I didn't cash any e-check because I never got an e-check. All right. Just put it in the mail to me and I'll get it that way. I don't fall for your scams. It was a legitimate real estate transaction check they had for me.
Oh my God.
And they write me back. Well, I guess we're going to have to send this in a mail format. Just give us your address and we'll send it. Because I never really checked the records on when we sold that other house, there was a lease back to it and there was a deposit of some sort, or I don't remember what it was. But anyway, I'm
surprised that you linked on it because a lot of times when you go to that link,
I didn't go to the link. I just emailed them back. I didn't link it.
Oh, okay. Because a lot of people will make that mistake and they'll say, oh, an e-check, I'll click on it. And then before you know it, it's like,
I do not click on links and emails. I don't know who they are.
Oh my God. Never,
I will
never,
go to your webpage and find out. Yeah.
And I've always told people too, and we've talked about this before here, is that you always want to check the email address because that's how you can tell if it's bogus. It has a whole bunch of numbers and gobbledygook in it. And a lot of times they'll say .gmail or Yahoo. You know it's not legit.
Chase Bank US. Gmail.com.
Yeah, they do not use Gmail. And they don't use .uk.co. No. You got to be smarter. And but that's the thing is people are going through their emails quickly and they're just like, oh, cool, I'll check this. Then it's too late. Too late. Don't want to do that. Bad. So the Super Bowl. Super Bowl is this Sunday. Who are you rooting for?
The Eagles will win the Super Bowl.
You know what? My husband's rooting for the Eagles as well. He's rooting. Okay, I know Craig Duswalt would not like to hear that because I know his team.
Okay, so Duswalt and I have a bet going on.
Oh, what's this?
You can imagine that Duswalt and I would come up with a bet.
Yes.
Yeah. So here's the deal. When the Eagles win the Super Bowl, Craig has to wear an Eagles jersey on stage at his April event.
Oh, torture.
However, if for some reason the Eagles don't show up, all right, because we know all they have to do is show up to beat the Chiefs, right?
Yeah. It's obvious.
If for some reason they don't, and the Chiefs somehow or another cheat their way to success and win the Super Bowl.
Cheat their way.
If somehow the Chiefs can bribe and pay off the officials so that they can steal the Super Bowl away from the rightful owners of the Eagles. All right.
I love it.
Just in case that happens, I have to wear a Chiefs jersey on this podcast, on my other podcast, and one day at his April event.
Oh my God!
He negotiated a little bit more for me wearing the Chiefs jersey than I did him.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't negotiate. Like I didn't put it so that he had to wear like a whole length of time on stage because that's his brand. All right. And for him to get up there and do it as a thing and state it. All right, great. It's great. But I won't have him do it all through a whole session because that's a whole section.
I get it. That's his
event. He can't use in his future stuff because it wouldn't match his brand.
I get it.
So I just did mine that way. But I'll wear the Chiefs jersey as an event. I mean, I'm not afraid to, right? But I'm totally confident that the Eagles are going to win this thing.
It should be interesting. And here's the thing that I used to watch football religiously. Loved football. And since my husband and I cut the cord, which has been like over 10 years now, football was really difficult to find for the public, the general public. It was really hard to find. You could have your internet, your cable provider would, have the games, and then they'd only have certain games. And in California at the time, if it was a local game, you couldn't watch it on TV. You had to go somewhere else, a bar or something else to watch.
You
could not watch it on TV, which is bullshit.
That's an NBA and NFL ruling.
So the thing is I lost faith in the NFL because to me, the NFL and those teams don't exist without their fans. No. And if they make it more and more difficult for their fans to watch the games, then why the hell should we?
Well, it is not necessarily just about getting the fans to watch the game. You know that, right?
I understand that.
It's about monetizing how the fans watch the game.
I understand that.
It's a money game. It has nothing to do. The NFL is not about, hey, let's do this for the fans. The NFL is about how do we make money.
I get it, but here's the thing, though. In the olden days, when they would do commercials, that's how they got most of their money is through the commercials. Today, if you want to run a very small budget commercial, it's $1 million.
Yeah.
Small budget, $1 million. They're making bank.
Okay, but wait a minute. But the commercial is not the NFL's commercial. You know that.
I understand.
Here's how the game works.
No, they
It's
get
broadcast on CBS. The commercials are CBS's commercial. CBS is selling the commercial spots, or
but
NBC
CBS
or whoever it is.
buys the air to air that.
Yeah. But they had to pay in an agreement with the NFL to have it on their network.
I understand that.
That's how the NFL makes money.
They're getting money.
So here's the deal. If the NFL wants to get their game, or the NBA or the NHL, whatever it is, they want to get their game on something, right? And you're like, they're all about the fans. Well, if NBC is not willing to pay, well, great. We're not going to put it on NBC. Well, CBS is not willing to pay. All right, so they have to go down the line to see who's willing to pay, because it's business. All right, we're a business podcast. It's business.
I know it's
all right,
business.
and in order for CBS, NBC, Fox, or even the Business G Spot podcast, right? No matter who you are in the media game, you need the content on so that you can sell ad space, right? So the idea is you pay $1 million for the content. All right. Hopefully you're going to make $3 million in advertising dollars.
Yes,
right?
Hopefully.
This is a game that you're playing. So now the NFL comes in and goes, well, hey, we're a hot commodity. No matter who we could be on the Business G Spot, all right, or we could be on NFL, you know what I mean, on our own NFL TV. We don't need it because we don't need anybody to build our audience. We've got our audience. You have to pay us to access our audience.
Yes.
That's no different than you and I hosting a live event, all right, and calling Mr. Craig Duswaltz up and saying, you know, Craig, we've got the audience. If you want to speak on our stage, it's $1,000.
Yeah. I agree.
No different.
I agree. But the silver lining in this is that there's a lot of restaurants that are making big money during Super Bowl because there's a lot of people that have cut the cord and they can't watch the game, so they're going there to watch the game and spending money in the restaurant, eating, drinking, whatever the case may be. So that's
it still comes down to business.
It's still making money, but it still irks me. It still
comes down to business. How can you be mad at another businessman for making money?
But here's the deal. If their fan base decides that they're going to boycott the game because of how they're managing things, guess what? Now they don't have an audience.
Yeah, but that's just one team.
Just saying.
Who cares?
No, I mean across the board, not just one team. Across the board, if everybody decided, just like with taxes, if everybody decided we're not doing it, then it would be a bigger thing. But if only a certain portion of them, and it's just like maybe 5-10%, if that, doesn't matter.
But that, again, this is business, all right? Mark Zuckerberg owns Facebook, all right? And you know what? 1,000 people say we're boycotting Facebook. You know what Mark Zuckerberg says? Yeah, have a great time. I'll see you when you come back.
Yep.
He doesn't care. Why? He's got millions. The NFL has millions of fans who will go through anything, no matter what, and they will never boycott the NFL.
I know. It takes.
All right. Craig Duswalt's one of them. Craig will be. I mean, he'll be an NFL fan till the day he dies.
I know.
Unless the Chiefs go under and go bankrupt, and then he'll probably buy them at a discount price and still run them into the ground because we know Craig can't manage a football team.
He can bring them to Dallas.
Where they came from originally.
Yeah, bring them to Dallas and make them really work for it because now they got the Cowboys out there too. Oh, the Cowboys would love that, wouldn't they?
Well, no. Truthfully, that's where the Chiefs came from. The Chiefs were originally in Dallas.
Really?
Yeah.
Did not know that.
Go back in history. The Chiefs came from Dallas.
Did not know that.
Yep. So, but that goes down to profitable business and profit. So you say so the fans got to go to the restaurant and the restaurant makes money. Well, here in Dallas, there are restaurants and bars this is the Eagles bar. This is the Bengals bar.
Oh, my God. Are you serious?
I'm serious. So
They've got it broken out?
No. I want you to think about that. That's what we call niching your industry.
Oh, okay.
Think about it. So now they only have to buy the licensing, all right, to have the Eagles games on their TV.
Oh, makes sense.
All the other games are pie, but they have to get the licensing just to get the Eagles game because they're an Eagles bar. A Chiefs bar.
Yep.
Right? They niched their audience down.
Perfect.
All right. And the fact that the bars, all right, again, you're building loyal customers. The fact that the bar's going, I'm an Eagles bar, and you have a bunch of Eagles fans who live in Dallas, they're going to come to that bar. They're going to become loyal fans of that bar.
True. And they're going to feel like they're in their element because they're with the rest of their fans. They're not going to have to feel like, what's this idiot doing in here? Does he not know these are Eagle fans?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
but all the Cowboys fans are all over the country because there are very few of them left in Dallas.
Well, my sister-in-law is one of them, and she's a hard-nosed Cowboys fan, hard-nosed, and her husband is a LA Faders fan.
Yeah.
So the two, when they're playing together, I can imagine what the household's like.
So, I mean, but like, it's all comes down to business. When you when you actually take the emotion out of business and you step back,
I know.
I never get mad at things anymore because I took my emotions out of it. It's business. It's not personal. It's business.
Well, it's personal to me.
It's personal then. If you want to waste your energy on being mad at it, go right ahead.
I'm just saying that I truly believe that a lot of businesses are missing out when they don't really look at their customers and give them I mean, we talked about this before. Customer service is like non-existent anymore. And what people have proven over and over again, as well as audiences, is that they're willing to pay more for a product and even sometimes less for a product if they get great customer service. If they don't get great customer service, they're gone. Absolutely gone. And I think that is something that we've lost everywhere. You go to a store. I mean, you see it everywhere you go. You go to a store and somebody goes in and instead of getting, hi, welcome to Starbucks, they're getting, yeah, what do you want? Yeah, no, don't have that. Yeah, no, don't have that either. I don't care. Go somewhere else. Bye. It's like customer service.
Again, it's these people have built this in business. The good businesses have built a loyal fan base, and that loyal fan base, they do everything for the loyal fan base, and past that, all right, they don't have to deal with they don't have to deal with the asshole customer.
Oh, exactly. They have the right to refuse service. Anybody does who's a business owner.
Yeah, but you look at nowadays, this is just a new twist of the way business is going. It is no longer who walks through my door.
No.
Why? Every store you go into, hey, be sure and download our app. Who's getting all the deals? The people who downloaded the app.
Yep.
Because they know they're the loyal customers. This guy walking through the door, he could be just somebody coming in to set me up to rob me. They don't know. Does he have the app?
That reminds me of an episode of Frasier where he goes in to get a video because he can't get through on the phone. So he goes in to get a video. Guy and people that are calling are getting top-notch service while he's standing there in front saying, can I please get service? He's, oh, yeah, hold on. Yeah, we got that copy. We'll get it to you. No problem. And he's like, hello, I came down here. I want service. And instead, the people that are calling in are getting the service that he went down there in person to get. Yeah.
I see that at Starbucks. I'm telling you, I do not do drive-through. Starbucks, McDonald's, Burger King, Chick-fil-A, all of them are doing everything to modernize and make their drive-through work.
Yeah.
Walk inside any one of those stores and watch how slow service is on the inside now. It's just a fact of business. It's not going to change the fact that I am not going through the fucking drive-through. I hate drive-throughs.
I like it. You drive in, say, hey, how's it going? Here's your order. Thank you. Check it out. Thank you. Bye.
No, I go back to Joe Pesci, all right, and Lethal Weapon 4. They fuck you at the drive-through. Oh, no, that was Lethal Weapon 3.
Yes.
Don't go through the drive-through, man. Don't
go through the drive-through. The drive-through.
If you were wondering, go watch Joe Pesci and Lethal Weapon 3 because he did the same thing.
And if you think about it, the drive-through is popular because it's convenient.
No, it's popular because people are lazy.
Well, it's also convenient. You don't have to get out. You don't have to open the door. You don't have to go inside. You don't have to stand in line. You don't have to wait for somebody to order 55 burgers that you got to wait for in line.
That's why I go inside, because nobody's inside anymore. They're at the drive-thru doing that now.
Sometimes it goes much quicker, but and the apps, just like you were talking about, it all has to do with convenience.
Well, yeah.
Now we make it for you to buy our product or service or whatever the case may be. The easier we can make it for you, the better.
Well, no, the apps, they get the money ahead of time. Now you can walk inside and pick up your order.
Yeah, yeah. Whether you show up or not, they've already got your money.
They got your money.
Mm-hmm. And the big thing now that's a big business building is membership.
Yeah.
If you remember before, you paid a one-time fee, or you paid, each time you pay. Now it's this membership fee. $10 a month, you get all of this. $5 a month, whatever the case may be. But if you add that up based on the volume, you're making a hell of a lot more money than you did when it was just one-offs here and there. Mm-hmm. And that is a whole new paradigm for business now, is the membership fees. It's all based on
you and I should create a membership, all right, of business tips for web design, for web hosting.
Got it.
And that's a membership, all right. You get into our membership, we'll audit your website anytime.
Yep. Got it. And now they're starting to crack down on businesses that are not ADA compliant. So if you're not ADA compliant, that's something that you've got to get set up as well. And there's testing options that we can take your website through and figure out if you are ADA compliant.
Did you test mine to see if it is?
I will definitely do that.
I'm going to go test yours.
I already did. It needs enhancing. Just like with anything, it needs enhancing. But I didn't realize, before they were going after the big people, now they're doing class action suits for various different companies across the board. Mm-hmm. And if people don't know what ADA compliant means, it means that you're setting things up for those that are handicapped, that are blind, that are deaf, that don't have the same capabilities as we do. That ADA compliant, there was a law that passed, I think it was 2 or 3 years ago, and they're really starting to get more constringent in 2023 for all these businesses. And the fees and the fines can be really hefty. So it's something you want to start looking at, is your website ADA compliant? And a lot of it's pretty easy to input, which is a lot of the stuff that I talk about already, which is also SEO. It helps you with SEO.
Some extraterrestrials outside. That's what SEO stands for.
Yeah, some extraterrestrials outside. Search engine optimization, people.
Yeah. So all right, it's funny because we put together, and we're finally launching this week. We're up, but we're not. We're just doing interviews with people who are taking on as clients for websites, right? One of the packages for hosting, we're not even including SEO for cheap. Why? It's not part of the package, right? Our next package includes it, right? But most people are like, they don't care about it. Anyway.
And the thing is that really should be the last thing on your mind is SEO. The top thing on your mind should be the content you're putting out there to your clients.
The first question we ask every website that we do is, what's the purpose you want your website to do?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. These are 5 things that your website should be bringing in. Leads. Mm-hmm. Should be bringing in money. Should be bringing in regards to customer service and making it easier for them to pay and buy things with you. Mm-hmm. It should have ways so that it's got to be ADA compliant now for everybody across the board, not just a select few. And the thing is you should also have it set up so that it's easy to manipulate for your clients. Is it easy to go through, or are you making them click through this and then click through that and then click through this and then click through that? It's got to be easy. If you're telling them to go somewhere from social media, send them directly to the page. Don't send them to your homepage so that now they have to hunt and peck about, she was talking about this other page, but I don't see it. They're gone.
So navigation, I guess, with the word you want there is navigation, right? Easy
navigation. Yeah. Making it easy to navigate and maneuver your website so that they don't have to go through a lot of torture to try and get the one thing you're talking about. Make it easy for them. Make it easy for them to pay you and buy from you, and calendaring. People are still going. It amazes me how people are still going back and forth with the email. Is this day good? How about this time and that day? Here's my link. Go look and see where my availability is. Figure out what day works best for you. Set it up. It gets added to your calendar and it gets added to my calendar. Done. Mm-hmm. No more time wasted.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Just saying, those are the key things you should have on your website that still to this day people do not have. And it amazes me. It amazes me. Or that they say, oh, I can get leads through social media. Wrong.
So I set up a connection thing so people can have coffee with me, but they have to click a button. They have to give me their name and email address to get the calendar link.
Which goes to where?
Which goes to my list.
Your CRM, mm-hmm. Which is not housed on social media.
Nope.
No, it's a link that takes them to your website or takes them somewhere that you can get their name and their email address, because that's the goal when it comes to being an entrepreneur, is your list. Mm-hmm. And social media owns their list. So if they're on there, guess what? It's their list, not yours. Yep. Not yours. And that drives me crazy.
Yeah, but you're already crazy. I can say that.
I'm not doubting that at all. I will own it. Totally own it.
Hey, can I just say this is the clearest conversation I've had with you in a long time?
I know. This is great. Well, now that we figured it out, that it was your computer. Inferior computer.
So we'll have to end a couple minutes early today because I actually have a someone who got a spot on my calendar. All right, before I fix the calendar. Wait a minute, before I fix the calendar to give me a 15-minute gap.
Oh,
yeah. Oh, I had to go, after they did that. I'm like, crap. I got to put in that 15-minute gap between things I forgot.
Yep.
But there's something very, very important that we need to discuss today.
Yes, sir.
Very, very important.
Very important.
It is life-changing important.
Okay, go for it.
It matters. It's my whole world that this thing matters right now. What? On Sunday, I became a grandfather.
I know! How exciting! We're now grandparents.
The most important news of
We're grandparents. I became a grandparent in January. You became a grandparent in February. Wait a minute. Was that, Sunday?
Sunday, which was...
The 5th.
Was the 5th, yeah.
My granddaughter was born the 6th of January.
Yeah.
So they're not even that far apart. They're almost a month apart. Oh, how cool! Congrats. Yeah. I still have to see my granddaughter. We're going to be going out there in April.
Well, no. So Tuesday, I finally went down. Like I was going to go down Monday, right? And I woke up Monday morning, and I'm very sensitive about going around babies with any sort of health issues, right?
Yeah.
And I had a weird cough Monday, so I texted my stepson and I said, "Hey, no, I'm not coming down today because I want to make sure this cough is cleared up before I'm around the baby. I'm not going to be around the baby with this." So then Tuesday, I woke up, and I realized it was just life. It really wasn't a cough. All right, it passed through. I go down Tuesday, right, and sit down, and they had a little rocking chair in the room and everything. I'm rocking the baby for 35, 40 minutes. He's asleep in my arms the whole time. Then they have to do, the nurses come in, they got to do checks. And then, my daughter-in-law's parents, her mom comes in and picks him up. Then it's her turn to pick him up and hold him. And he starts crying and crying and crying the whole time. Sleeping with me, he's quiet as can be. And I'm like, I'm going to be the favorite. I'm going to be the favorite.
I got the touch. But here's a really good suggestion my husband made that I'm starting now. I'm getting baby books from various different libraries, and I'm going to read them to her over Zoom and do a video of it so that I can send that to my son, and then she can get used to my voice so that by the time we get out there in April, she knows exactly who I am because I've been reading to her all this time. So I thought it was a great idea, especially when you're long distance, because my son's in Illinois and we're in New Mexico.
So, no.
A little bit of distance.
The other thing I was going to do, and I'm not telling you what my grandson's name is because I'm thinking about going to buy his domain name. So I own it now.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I own it now. Idea. So when he's ready to do it, I have it already.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I think I might do that too. Here's your present.
Yeah.
Here's your present. I mean, I can't wait to go see her. And my son does video calls with me all the time, so I get to see her and she hears my voice. But I mean, and it's interesting because for the longest time, as you know, when your kids are growing up, you're not smart.
Yeah.
They know more than you do. They always do. But once they start having kids and once they start getting to that point, you get phone call. How do I deal with this? How did you do that?
I thought you knew.
What about that? What do I do on this? And how do I do that? And I think it's so cool that now I'm talking more to my son now than I have in years. Because he's got a grandchild and I get constant. So Mom, how do I? It's awesome.
Yeah.
So, awesome.
Yeah. So I'm dealing with other child that just is not talking to me and is mad at me. So yeah. Whatever.
Really?
Yeah.
He or she?
She.
She. Oh.
To give you a hint as to which one it is, she.
I know who it is.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't love her any different. Just like, you know what I mean? Just, it's whatever. I'm not playing the game either.
Yeah.
Dad's still a dad. I got to be a dad. So.
Yeah. Sometimes it's not a fun job.
No, it's not. So.
Sometimes they don't like you so much until they come around and then they're like, okay, I get it. I get it now. I didn't at the time. I was pissed at you, but now I get it. So, all right, I'm all right with it. But not always fun being a parent, is it?
No. Nope.
We always have to be the bad guy.
Yep. So.
Like my mom said, I'm not here to be your friend. I'm here to guide you through life and teach you right and wrong. That's what I'm here for. You've got enough friends. You don't need another one.
Yeah, well, no, the hardest thing as a parent that you have to do, and this is business related too, all right, is you have to learning to use the word no.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. It is not easy using the word no around your kids.
Especially with your kids.
Yeah, but you have to. If you don't, all right, I think now more than ever, we have kids that need to be told no more than yes.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. And because I think as a society, we've said yes so many times that when you do say that no, it's so shocking that they're just, what do you mean no? I said no. And then the reaction is just, I mean, it goes off the charts. And you're just, nope, no more.
I always love Noah, all right, the youngest, who just had the baby. You know, I remember a point in time where I told him no, and he said, "Why?" And I said, "Because I said so." He did not like me when I said that.
You know, there's only one time my mom said that, because I said so. Every other time, she always had a reason behind it. We'd say, "Well,
I may have a reason, but I don't have to tell you. That's my opinion." And
but my mom was really good with reverse psychology. She'd always say, "Well, here's what might happen. It may not, but this is what might happen. And if you want to go, that's up to you. But just remember, if you go and this does happen, it's going to be your responsibility to get yourself out of it."
Yeah.
And then we'd have to, well, shit, that's no fun. She wouldn't say no. She would just simply say, this is the circumstances. This is what I think will happen. If you're good with that, go for it. But don't call me and don't come crying to me because I gave you all the facts up front.
Yeah.
And you made the decision knowing that.
Yeah.
It worked perfect. That's what I did with my son. I did the reverse psychology with him. I mean, there were times he had girlfriends that, oh my God, if I said I can't stand her, they'd be married and have 5 kids. But I would say, you know what? If you love her, I love her. If you like her, I like her. If she makes you happy, then I'm happy. And then that's it. I didn't push it. I didn't say, I don't ever want you, because that's the one thing, as we've learned as we get older, when you say, I don't like them, I don't think you should see them anymore, they do the opposite. The exact opposite. Mm-hmm. So you just give them, well, have you thought about this? Have you thought about how this happened and that happened? How do you feel about that? Oh, I didn't think about that. You just let them make their own mistakes. Even though it's hard to watch, they're the mistakes for a reason. Like my husband used to say, there's the easy way, there's the hard way, and then there's Dustin's way, which is my son's way.
There's the right way, the left way, and there's my way.
But there's my way, yeah. We used to tease him all the time, and he'd say, I know. I get it. Now he has a little girl that he gets to protect and love and go through all of that.
Yep. And boy,
all of that.
And
then she can come to grandma complaining, I hate my parents. They're so mean. They made me do blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Here, honey, have a candy bar.
I know. That's what that's what I was told. That's the grandfather's job, is to spoil them rotten and send them back.
Spoil them rotten. And everybody asked me, what do you want to be called as a grandma? And I said, you know what? I'll leave it up to her. Because a lot of times...
That's everybody's they've all asked me that. What do you want? And I'm like...
leaving it up to her. Because I can say grandma and she may say gaga, or I don't know. But you know what? It ends up coming out.
It's going to be... Blah,
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 blah. So we'll see. But I'm just going to leave it up to her.
Okay, no, it's going to be Red. She's going to
Red.
She's going to call you Red.
Call you Red.
Grandma Red.
Who's Red? That's my grandma. Red.
Grandma Red.
Grandma Red.
No, my cousins, my mom's youngest brother's kids, their other grandmother, they call her, oh God, what do they call her? Like the Wicked Witch of the East or something like that. They call her.
Oh my God.
Oh no, Good Witch. They call her Good Witch.
The Good Witch.
Good Witch.
The Good Witch. Okay.
Yeah, Good
From
Witch.
the Oz, the Good Witch.
Yeah. That's what they call her, Good Witch.
The Good Witch. Okay.
But like, I called my mom's mom, I called her Nana, and everybody else, all of like her kids and her, her daughter-in-laws and son-in-laws all called her Bliv.
Huh.
I don't remember why they called her that, but anyway.
Well, I know I had 2 grandmothers, and we just always named them by their last name. Grandma Stimple, Grandma Bowser. That was it. Yeah. Or Grandma B and Grandma S. That was it. And I remember trying to call my grandma Grammy one time. She said, my name is Grandma. Grandma, not Granny. Or not Grammy. It's Grandma. Okay. Grandma it is. So we shall see what that turns out to be. But it's going to be a little while down the road because she's not even crawling at this point.
Yeah.
It's going to be a while before she's talking. She's so cute. You're going to have fun. Are they too far? How far away are they?
They live, probably about 45 minutes away.
Oh, lucky. Yeah.
So, and I kept saying, you need to get a house up here. Get a house closer to us.
Get closer. Yeah.
So.
Just don't deal with the internet out there.
Obviously, our internet's the problem.
It is. It's been the problem this whole time. Haven't you been listening? Your computer, your internet. Tim, really, just admit to it. Just admit to it. Come on.
So you think.
No, that was not me in that video. I did not say that. That was taken out of context.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Sure it is. Of
So let me
course.
see. Today we've covered bad websites, bad computers,
Backup. How to do backups.
Yep. Bad football teams.
Bad football teams. NFL frustrations.
Yeah, and good grandparents. Yeah.
Good grandparents, yes.
Yeah.
And NFL frustrations.
Yeah.
So you got some personal tips, you got some business tips, you got some football tips. Watch the Eagles win.
Watch the Eagles win. Yeah.
And if you can't get it on your channel, go to your local bar and watch it there.
Yep.
Just that's like, I mean.
But you did hear, all right, after last year, the NFL got really worried because it was 2 years in a row that that home teams basically had the home team advantage to win the Super Bowl.
Yep.
And they decided that from now on, all right, they had to fix it so that would never happen again. So, you know what I mean? They've chosen 2 different stadiums to have the Super Bowl in from now on.
Really?
Yeah.
So that's going to be Arizona.
Yeah, where the Arizona Cardinals play and where the Dallas Cowboys play. So home team advantage will never be a thing again.
Well, what if the Dallas never be
no. Wait a minute. That's a Dallas Cowboys joke, but the fact that they're playing where the Cardinals stadium is this year, and let's face it, name the last time the Cardinals were in the Super Bowl. There is another option that they thought about, and that was the Cleveland Browns stadium.
They actually did pretty good.
They did.
They actually did better than I anticipated.
I know.
I was shocked. They did much better. I mean, and what the Lions, the Detroit Lions?
Wait a minute, they're still a football team?
Yeah. They always play during Thanksgiving. They're always the team that plays during Thanksgiving, and they get their butts beat. Mm-hmm. But the problem, though, lies that there are some teams that think, oh, we're playing the Lions. This is just practice, and they end up beating them.
Yeah.
So you still never know. But when's the last time the Lions have been in the Super Bowl?
Yeah. Well, no, we were adding it up here in Dallas, all right? You know, the last time the Cowboys were in the Super Bowl, all right?
That was a long time ago.
Like, it was during Clinton's first term.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. A long time ago.
Right?
I mean, just like with my team, the Broncos. How long ago has it been since they've been
the Broncos? The Broncos went and won with Peyton just a couple of years ago.
Like, yeah, that's true. Years. That's true. Well, no, that's been a while.
It's been 10 years, though.
It's been a while. And look how hard, every time they got to the Super Bowl, they lost worse. The first 3 times they made it to the Super Bowl, they just lost worse. Yeah. And then finally they won, and it started getting better. But
and then we got the Cowboys played the 49ers, right? And they were saying, the 49ers, when's the last time the 49ers, who, for the longest time, they were with the Cowboys, and the 49ers had the record for the most Super Bowl wins.
Yep.
Right? And both of them haven't won a Super Bowl since the 90s. The 49ers have been there, but they haven't won.
Yeah.
Since the 90s.
Been a while.
But there was one team that was for years undefeated in the Super Bowl. And then they went and played another Super Bowl and lost. And that was and I think they're the team that holds the record right now is the Pittsburgh Steelers, 6 Super Bowl wins.
Yep.
So
I agree.
Yeah. And
by the way, is Brady really retired?
I don't know.
I mean, he said it, 3 times? Like Brett Favre, I'm retired, and then he'd come back. I'm retired, and then he'd come back. I'm retired, and then he'd come back. It's like, just make up your mind. Are you going to really retire? I mean, he said that.
Oh, no, they changed. What was it? It wasn't, isn't February 2nd now officially Tom Brady retires day?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see if
that became a joke that, like, whatever day it was, it became the official, because it was the second time he did it. I'm going to look this up.
I think this was his third time that he's announced he'd retire. I thought it was third. You sure it's not the third time? I thought it was the third. Maybe I'm thinking of Brett Favre, because I know Brett Favre said it, 3 times?
I don't know how many times Brett Favre said it, but Brady only said it twice. But he left New England, all right, and then he went down to what's that bay? Tampa Bay. So
yep.
Anyway, I have to go jump on another call.
Ah, we were having so much fun.
We were, but you know what I mean. I've got to go take care of clients. You know.
Yeah. Well.
Bummer.
So Cindy and Bob, thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
This is our new time frame.
3 p.m. On Thursdays. We will not be here next week because I am actually going to be away at a conference.
Yeah, and that's 3 p.m. Central Time, 2 p.m. Mountain Time.
Yep.
1 p.m.
1
Eastern
p.m. Pacific.
Time, and 12 p.m. Pacific?
1 p.m. Pacific.
1 p.m. Okay.
All right. Yeah. So
watch out for it.
Anyway,
have another enlightening conversation.
We will be back be back in 2 weeks.
Don't forget to tell them who you are really quick.
Oh yeah. Who am I?
Come on.
Tim Gillette, Simple Easy Marketing. Tim Gillette, SimpleEasyEvents.com.
Yes, and Katrina Garcia with KG Website Designs, helping you put a website together that works.
Yep. All right.
Later.
Later.